Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing great on this fine Sunday. I'm your host, the Joe Rogan you got from Timu, and our guest today is the lovely Kevin from the Battling Barrow Gaming.
Hello.
Before we start, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. So, hi Charlene, and hi Mia, and hi Loosely Collected. Good to see you. Hope you're all doing well. And let's just drop in a link to the community showcase in case anyone has anything they want to move to us later. There we go. So, Kevin, how are you doing? Hope you've had a good Sunday.
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, just a nice and relaxing one today.
Perfect.
Normally it's a gaming day, but a day off today, just relaxing with my wife.
That's nice. So you actually needed a break from gaming?
yeah. So yeah, a nice little break from everything.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess change is as good as a rest.
Yes, yeah.
Would you like to start by telling us a bit about yourself and how you got into gaming?
Yeah, I guess really it goes back to the 80s when I was a wee young lad. It all started, I guess, with Lord of the Rings. Got into Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's a shock.
Yeah, as most people do, I guess. And then I had older brothers who were playing this game called Dungeons and Dragons. So I sort of got into that. But I bought the basic sets, like Beck Me versions, and bought the box sets over a period of time. Yeah, and that's how my sort of tabletop gaming started with D&D. And then in 2000, Games Workshop, 2001, Games Workshop released the Lord of the Rings, now Middle-earth strategy battle game. And I got that for Christmas one year when the movies come out, and then got into sort of skirmish war gaming, because up until then I was just role-playing. So then I got into skirmish war gaming with that, and that was the start of the collecting big armies and big loads of models, and
yeah, we'll look
more
at
models than I have room for in the house.
Yeah, we look at them in a second, but yeah, your shelf of models looks absolutely epic. I mean, there's
sort of behind me there, but that's not even all of them. There's loads just packed away in boxes in the attic as well. So I've only got the ones I sort of use on a regular basis. Yeah, I guess that's how I fell into it, and it was terrain wise. I just started making it because of the Lord of the Rings game. So I started from there making. I think the first thing I ever made was toilet roll tubes that were used as ruined towers.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like a rite of passage for every train builder. It's like, yeah, the toilet paper roll train.
yeah, it's just made a nice round tower. Yeah.
So
around the time then, I ran a website called The Last Alliance for the game, the Middle Earth game, and yeah, just articles were posted onto that site, and my terrain building love sort of grew from there. But sort of, unfortunately, I had to close it down in sort of the mid 2000s because back then web hostings was costly.
oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, nowadays it's sort of dirt cheap, but back then it was like it was the bandwidth that got me back then. It was like it was quite a popular site, and it was costing me more than what I was willing to tell my wife, admit to my wife, so I then had to close it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and then YouTube. I guess I started a YouTube channel. I can't remember why. I can't even remember why I started it. Now it was just. I think the first video is just these little silly 2-minute videos of just showing off terrain boards that I'd set up.
When did you start it? It's like because it's been there for a while.
It has, yeah. Originally, it was called Tales of Middle Earth because it's all just focused on Middle Earth war gaming. I think it's 2013. I sort of registered it, but then it just didn't do anything with it for about 3 years, and therefore, I suppose I should started uploading small videos, and then got bigger and bigger.
Okay.
What I do now, which is a bit of a shambles sometimes, my videos, but it's kind of my style. They're not polished or.
They're definitely understandable. I mean, it's and polish is overrated. It's like,
yeah.
So when did you change the name to the Battling Barrow?
When was that? just before the world went crazy. So what, 2018,
All right.
19? I started because even though it was middle, started off Middle Earth focus. As I said, I'm into D&D. I'm into other games.
Uh,
So I started just doing other, trying to sneak other sort of terrain videos into the Middle Earth channel, and it sort of, I tried to sort of say, I built a medieval house and I called it an Arnor house, which is one of the most popular videos on the channel. But I just thought I might as well just rebrand. So, then it gives me a bit more freedom to
oh yeah,
build
definitely.
whatever I like rather than being tied down to one world, one setting. And I guess the Battle in Barrow is just sort of a play, I guess, on my. I wanted it my game room to be like try and decorate it so it looks like a medieval pub. It was the original plan, and the Battle in Barrow is meant to be sound like a pub name, and the actual Barrow part sort of a play on my surname because my surname's Barraclough, like a good Northern English name, even though I'm from the south. But yeah, so just wanted that sort of play, and I like barrows anyway. Again, from Lord of the Rings, get that from the Fog and the Barrow Downs, and yeah, so I just decided to rebrand, and I think my friends drew the sort of logo for me. I can't really show. I wish I'd sent you that picture. He sort of made that out of wood and carved it out of wood, and it's really nice.
Let me check. I do have a picture of one of your shelves with some of your banners on there.
It might be in that picture there, yeah, with the all the books and stuff. It's just
Let's see. There we go.
yeah, it's just out of shot. It would just be to the sugar. It's just above the door, and the door's sort of right there. But I should have said that. But that's how I used that as my logo, and yeah, and it's where we are now. Oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, and this is I'm guessing this is your Dungeons and Dragons shelf because
Yes,
you've got
they're the miniatures for D&D, so I can quickly grab them. These are from IKEA, and I've just covered them in sort of a wood veneer. They're great for miniatures. They're like
okay.
paper shelves.
So
I forget what they're called, but
you can just extract the tray and
yeah,
nice.
the tray slides right out, and so and each shelf has different types of miniatures. There's one for undead, goblinoids, villagers, PCs, and things like that. So I can quickly just, it's somewhat organized.
Yeah, and as I was telling you before, I mean, like, I was looking at these pictures and I was just drooling over some of the stuff you have in your shelves.
Yeah, as I said, this is I've been collecting it since the 80s. So yeah, all those, they're my original sort of Beck Me boxes, and then
Yeah, I mean, this one says it had an audio CD in it. It's like, wow, it's that old, but it's something like the oldest thing you have, yeah.
yes, yeah. That was yeah, that box set there, the second edition. I had great fun with that. I just have great memories of that particular box set. Me and my friends playing it until I think my girlfriend, now wife, she used to work nights because she's a nurse, and there was one time she left me and my friends playing, and when she come back after the shift, we were still playing that.
Oh,
That's just great fun memories.
that's like that's more than an 8 hour session, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a 12-hour session.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7 and
I could probably imagine doing it when I was younger, but at my age now, it's like I don't. My attention might hold up, my back probably wouldn't.
Yes, that's it. It's even gonna be your attention when you're back at our age. I can only do like 4 hours is the max we do now, and that is with plenty of breaks.
Okay, so let's see. I've also noticed you got Battle Masters in there. A great game.
Yes, yeah. That's some underneath sort of top parts D&D, and the bottom half sort of Games Workshop Warhammery fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I remember these guys, the Skeleton Chariots, the Black Orcs and stuff. Yeah.
I love those boxes.
I mean, they were,
they
really
were
good
everywhere.
Yeah, they were really good value for money at the time.
Yeah. I think back then it was £5 in back then, which was great value.
Do you have any favorites from the shelf apart from the Beck Me set?
Yeah, apart from the Beck Me set, and from this in particular, Advanced Hero Quest. I got that recent, as in past 7 years ago. Found a complete set on eBay. it sort of passed me by originally, and I absolutely love that. And it's a fantastic game. I kind of sort of still play now. Still put it out every so often and play it now. I mean, this might sound like sacrilege. I tend not to play Hero Quest, the original one, anymore because it is a bit too simplistic.
I mean, that it was designed to be simplistic, so yeah.
Yeah, but as a kid, loved it. It's my favorite game.
I mean, I think that Hero Quest was a gateway drug for many, 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 many people.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I was already into D&D by the time I got it, but yeah, I think it was. I think many other people, yeah, it was their entrance to the world of fantasy tabletop gaming.
And I mean, it definitely was for me because it wasn't so much the the game itself, but I think just the idea of the miniatures was like, okay, 12-year-old kid or whatever, they're like, bloop, yes, press the red button, press the red button.
Oh yeah, yeah. The miniatures were great, and I got two boxes. One's my original childhood one, and one was a replacement I bought in the early 2000s.
Nice.
And I repainted my childhood miniatures, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd have kept them so I could go back and look at them because they were amazingly painted. No such thing as shading, or it was just one. No, there was no undercoat. There was no primer. It was just here's a base coat.
But even so, I bet you had fun painting them.
That's it, yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about having fun. It is a hobby. It is a game, and it should be about having the fun with them.
Yeah, I mean, that said, I mean, I've seen Hero Quest miniatures. The original 1986. Was it 86 or 90? I forgot.
89.
89. Okay.
Yeah.
The original 89 miniatures repainted with modern in a modern style with wet blending and stuff. They still hold up amazingly. I mean,
I can imagine they would. Because when I repainted them, I had great fun painting them. A surprising amount of detail for late 80s plastic board game miniatures.
Plus, they were mass produced. It's like this basic board game for children, and I mean, considering those were amazing miniatures. Same with Battle Masters, in fact.
Yes, yeah. I still haven't played Battle Masters.
I'll be honest. I have 2 boxes of that. I have never played it either, and I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who has.
That's it. Everyone you speak to loves it. The box, the game, the miniatures, the components, but yeah, no one seems to play it. I might change it this year. I might do a play on the channel.
Okay.
Just my mate can play it. But the thing is, I've got a 4x4 gaming table, but the battle mat doesn't fit on it.
Yeah, it's huge.
Big, so I'd have to lose half to get half the mat, really.
To be honest, I think it's made to be played on the floor or something because that's yeah.
It's just too big. Yeah, so I might do a weird video this year of filmers playing it.
It should be fun. I mean, like, it's probably one of the few how to play Battle Masters video ever made.
Yeah. This is nice to be unique, I guess. And
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I definitely look forward to see that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Seeing some really nice miniatures here. I like that coach.
It's some sort of old Warhammer miniatures, sort of 80s and mainly 80s and 90s with some 2000s there somewhere. And yes, miniatures.
Okay. Do you mainly play Dungeons and Dragons these days? Because I saw that you had a few other systems down here.
I guess it's the main game I do play now is just D&D. Me and friends every Sunday just play D&D. Apart from this Sunday.
But fair enough.
And the Lord of the Rings Middle Earth strategy battle game.
Obviously,
that's the main game I play. Though much to my friends, he's desperate to get a game in, so I'm gonna have to book a game in probably next week for that.
Nice.
But yeah, I've got all these other games. I don't get a chance to play them as much as I'd like. All the other sort of systems.
Yeah, I got to prioritize.
You have, and we're all adults now. All my friends are adults. The other players are adults, and they all have family life, their own commitments with things. So you can only do so much.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to be a multimillionaire and just I'm just going to play all the time, every day. But it's kind of difficult to make that happen.
Yeah, very difficult. That'd be great though, just to play all day.
uh, Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, you mentioned that when you were starting originally, you hadn't started building terrain for that, and you only started with when you started wargaming.
Yes, yeah.
Do you still run it as theater of the mind now, or do you build terrain for that as well? How's that?
I kind of do build terrain for D&D, but sometimes my latest video on the channel is I've started a series called Setting the Scene, where I just go over a tabletop setup. And the one I've just done for Port Blacksand
Yeah.
was just in the game. I'm going to put the game up, the actual playthroughs on. Yeah, this one here. I'm going to put the playthroughs up on Patreon for free. Oh, not behind the paywall. It's just because YouTube hates Let's Play videos on my channel. I don't know why, so I'm having to
Seriously?
shift them off to Patreon. Yeah, it just tanks the channel.
All
So,
right.
so I'm putting them on Patreon, but not behind the paywall. They're just going to be for free. Just because YouTube hates them for some reason. But yeah, if you watch, I'm editing that one at the moment. But if you watch it, this really isn't, this setup here wasn't used for an encounter or anything. It was just to sort of aid with the theatre of the mind. So we're in Port Blacksand. This is kind of what it looks like, and we sort of did
Oh,
about
okay.
2 hours of just sitting here looking at this. And yeah, it was very much theatre of the
So
mind.
it's like a backdrop just to set the mood, kind of thing.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And if ever an encounter did break out, whatever, we could then do something with this setup. But yeah, and then there are other times, of course, where I do build terrain for the actual encounters. After this, it's this descended into a bit of a dungeon crawl. So now I'm just sort of using dungeon tiles to set up the dungeon, or key locations, key rooms of it, and things. It's kind of a bit of both, a bit of theatre of the mind and a bit of terrain setup.
Yeah, I kind of got a little kick out of this when you posted the video originally, because Warren Black said, "Oh, I know that name. I've heard about it."
Yeah, that's the other thing I got was, as well as D&D as a kid. Yeah, Fighting Fantasy was another big part of my sort of fantasy gaming experience, sort of solo books. And
Yeah,
and I love Black Sand, so I sort of stole it and moved it into my D&D campaign. But yeah.
I used to hunt. We didn't get those books in bookshops at the time, but I did find them in my local library when I was a kid, and I just kept taking them out and again over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're great books. I still, if I've got a gaming itch and I haven't had a gaming session for a while, sort of bust one of the books out and play through them. And it's still great fun. But yeah, so yeah, it's half theatre of the mind and half terrain setup. As I said, I normally like doing a scene like this at the beginning of the session, because I can spend time before everyone gets there setting up something like this, and then it's sort of during the game, it's speed changes to get rid of this, to sort of pack this away to get the next sort of, if we go into a dungeon, pack this away and start setting that up. And I've got it down pat now, I think.
How do you
that's
do
the sort of thing.
How do you do that? Because it seems like it's a pretty big thing to be, setting up and taking down.
Yes, well, so all this sort of terrain, these sort of roads and streets, they go in sort of a box bin that's sort of in a shelf in the other room. I know we pull out all the bins and have them underneath my desk, so it's just a case of when I want to pack it down, it's all there, and sort of just chuck it all in. I'm not too worried about, because I know I've built it quite sturdy. I'm not too worried about how much punishment it takes. So I can sort of tidy it up and pack it away properly later on. And then most things are around me where I sit. So behind me, there's sort of little drawers with little sort of scatter pieces, and it's planning ahead as well, just thinking about what I want to set up, and sort of so I might go through and do a test run of setting it up and packing it down to see how long it takes. Unfortunately, it's not the sort of thing you see in the videos I put up, because I always edit that bit out, because even though it's quite a quick turnaround, it's still a bit boring to watch if you're sitting there watching it. So it's like a few minutes of nothing happening on the tabletop. And it's normally when I do it when the players want a break, they want to go and get a drink, or
Okay. So during the intermission kind of thing, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So each time you see a table, when you watch it, if you watch the playthroughs, each time you see a table change, a table layout change, I've had a break, and the players have been outside. Okay. And
So
But yeah,
you're not overworking them and stuff like that. Okay, just
yeah, not letting them get bored
no
sitting there.
players were harmed in the making of this video.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I've just noticed that I had the top chat switched on the chat, so I couldn't see what everyone's saying. So in the meantime, welcome BGD, Chimera War Gaming, Loosely Collected, Dungeon Matron, and Questboard Train. Good to see you all. And yeah, BGD is saying Runehammer calls those beautiful scene establishing terrain table setups the virtual campfire in the RPG hobby.
That's a good name. I like that.
That's
That's
a good way of putting it.
Yeah, virtual campfire. Yeah, that is really nice. Yeah,
It's just something to focus all the players so they can get all on the same page.
Yeah, getting their imagination going. I do sometimes find as a DM, I sometimes rely on the terrain too much. So then I tend not to describe things because it's there, and I have to sometimes force myself when I'm playing to go, oh yeah, I've still got to describe things and set the scene
Yeah,
with my words as well as
it is kind of a tricky balance to achieve because there's explaining, then there's explaining too much where players will start zoning out, and then there's explaining way too much because the players then start, okay, this is exactly what's there, there's nothing else, and
yeah, sometimes that's it. They get too fixated on the terrain. Think this is a one-to-one. It's not really meant for that at this stage. It's like no, but it's all part of the fun of it.
Yeah. Do you ever get situations like, for example, it's happened a few times to me, like you put some strange detail or some strange sign somewhere, and they just become, nope, we're going to ignore everything else. We're just going to try to figure out what that means.
I've had that. I made a rug. It was just a rug. I've never made like for a building. I've never normally done rugs before. So suddenly I made a rug just to add that extra bit of detail to the dungeon tile. Just a visual thing. But because I've never done it before, my players were paranoid about this rug. So I spent about half hour like prodding this rug and ink like their characters it's just a rug. I just made a rug because I wanted to add a bit of visual spice to it. And they just would not believe me. They thought they were just paranoid about this rug. It's a trap. It's like, oh, that would have been a great idea. I should have done. So I think what I'll do in the future, I'll just put another rug in, and that will be a trap. And this time they'll just ignore me because.
or if you want to, just could have say that the rug fainted at its magic.
Yes.
It actually does nothing else apart from that, but that's going to blow their minds.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use that. That'd be great. But it's things like that make this game so unique and fun. Just almost a whole session about being paranoid about a rug, and what other game gives you that experience, or not just D&D, but any sort of role playing game. That's why I like it. It's each time you play, it's unique.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, players come up with things that you would never even have thought of. And sometimes it goes this way, like, yep, they have been examining the same rug or the same door for 2 hours, but they seem to be enjoying it, so that's fine. Otherwise, other times they come up with these moments of amazing brilliance that is like,
yeah, and that never astounds me. They've done something you never think of. You think like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great, that's brilliant. I think the other day we were doing a game. We're very priority based in our campaign, and there's two situations that are quite similar. Both times had to sneak on board a ship at night. The first time they went all Assassin's Creed and sort of stealth killed everyone, and so I thought that is what they were going to do this time. But no, they just went in guns a-blazing pretty much. And I was like, well, why don't you just do, and almost died for it. And so why don't you sort of had a rehearsal of this last year? You could have just done the same. And yeah, players, they'll never stop making you wonder why. What are you doing?
So let's see. I'm just bringing up this other image. Is this also one of those, setting the scenes kind of thing?
That is, again, that was, just setting up a pirate town the players were visiting. That's
Or
Cubativa from. So it says Dak's Boats Treasure Hunting,
okay.
and it's sort of they're meeting a character called Dak. So that was just a clue to say show him where he was. Yeah, and I think again this was meant to be just a half-hour start of the session thing, a virtual campfire, which I love that. And we were here for longer than there was sort of mini adventures happen within this setup due to the players' actions and just doing various things. I think I took it from the IRND book. It's sort of like plot hooks in there, and they
All
sort of
right.
picked up this black pearl from a shot, and so something completely unplanned. It's just meant to be a introduction. Was almost a whole session of them forming their own adventure, which is again great. It's D&D,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's all part and parcel of it. What I had planned for that session, actually, we didn't achieve it because we were just so fixated on this town and the adventures that are just occurring from the player action in this town.
Yeah, I
So
think that kind of emergent gameplay is amazing because that's the way you know for sure that that's what the players want to play.
yes, yes, and yeah, so I have fond memories of this particular setup for that. Just this one of my favorite sessions just come from total unplannedness, and
Do you
yeah, I might have
usually
to.
do a lot of preparation or planning beforehand, or do you just write a couple of points of notes and go with it?
No, I actually like the prep, so I do spend a lot of time prepping. So if I know if I'm going into an area like this, I might prep sort of tables and charts that will be suitable, just in case for and and it paid off here because then if my players go off script, as it were, I've got all these charts prepared already. So yeah, I do like sitting down and preparing things. I mean, the adventure itself probably is just a few scribbles of notes. I know go here to get this, and maybe a scribble of a layout of the dungeon kind of thing. And if that's the other thing I do sort of because I'm using terrain and tiles. So if I do a layout, it's a scribble, but it's trying to let myself know what I've got to set up so I can quickly look at that when I'm doing a sort of scene change. And so yeah, prep works probably I can spend a week prep. If we're not playing, I get awfully bored during the week, so I'm not doing any prep work or terrain building or.
Okay, so building modular terrain that will nest together. That's nest. His autocorrect is playing up. That will nest together really improves not only storage efficiency but also the safety one can achieve when packing items away. Yeah, that is a good point because yeah,
Yes,
moving
as much
items
as
is all.
I'd love to have purpose built boards and stuff, but I can't store it anywhere, so I have to build it modular. And yes, just to help pack it away. I only live in a fairly small house, but so I have to think about storage is nothing. I'm running out again. I keep on putting stuff in the attic, and again that has to be arranged. So I can quickly get in it. Yeah, but
So,
yeah, all this table, this setup here actually packs away quite neat and tidy. Like the because the houses are modular, they pull away, so they just stack up on the shelf,
so
and all the scatter bits just go in
boxes, yeah, I guess. Yeah, nice.
little drawers like just behind my table. Just they'll just fit in there.
I did have a question about the houses because I mean they are modular, but do you also build the interiors or stuff, or just since they're for display? I'm guessing you just do the outside, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's no insides. If I've got one here. So he says as he drops it. So I got this, and what I do is
Nice.
I lift up, and then you've got the floor there, so I can. It's sort of insides, but
Fair
it's
enough.
just a floor because I don't like walls around things because it blocks player views. And so the top floor has sort of stairs going up to it,
Okay.
and then on the bottom floor I can put a set of stairs there just to show, and then decorate it with some scatter of tables and things. Yeah, so they are sort of playable inside, but there's no walls or anything. I didn't build walls around things because what I found, I did start doing that, but what I found is we couldn't see in, so you'd have to then lean over, and all
Yeah.
getting old and bad backs and over a table.
Mostly, I find that even just getting your hands in there to move things is
Yeah,
messy.
that's it. So it's much clearer just to have just what would be a dungeon tile,
Yeah.
and if I can show, and just put your model on it and you're away. So yes, that's what fun. But even if we go inside a house, we kind of then just really just fear of the mind it, 'cause it's, you don't want to set up every interior unless it's a very key scene or something. Then I might consider it. But taverns always have the interior set up. I don't know the amount of times we just spend in a tavern. I think I don't know. I think most of Pirates of Mystara spent in a tavern rather than adventuring or on the sea. It's oh, but the players like it. That's what they want to do. So
as long as they're happy. So lots of interesting stuff happens in taverns.
it does. I've got a random real owl generator, so I can generate drinks on the fly, just free D20s. And yeah, again, that's available on my Patreon for people just for free, just to download. It's just funny. And then particularly, it's normally my thinking was each time they order a drink, I can just randomly roll one. I wasn't really thinking about it. And then they were like, "Can I order that drink I had last time?" I was like, "I'm not taking notes." So now I'm having if they particularly like a name that's come out, I have to make a note of it and go, right, they're going to want that one, want to drink that one again, their characters. So yeah, that's fun.
So you basically, in the background, you're basically generating additional lore. Like these are the drinks of the stream.
This is it. Yeah, yes, I have to roll the APV of it as well. Yes, this is this strength, and it ends up having its own lore almost, because of the random generations can be weird names, and so they want to know where it come from, why it's called that, and
it's such a small detail, but it does make things more awesome.
It does add a lot to the world, the actual immersion of the world. I mean, rather than just I order an owl and it's just an owl, a generic owl, they can actually now have a named thing, have a percentage, and that's one thing D&D doesn't have actually. Rules I've had to sort of come up on my own, but rules for over drinking, shall we say, for getting drunk. D&D doesn't have it. There's sort of a lot of time they just say use the poison condition.
Doesn't quite work.
Disadvantage on.
I think the third edition at least had the rules for drunkenness. Might have been in Sword and Fist, because there was specifically the drunken master class for the monk.
Yes, there was, wasn't there? I might have to dig my third edition books out. They're around somewhere. I think they're packed in the attic.
I mean, I figure you can't really have a drunken master if you don't have mechanics for drunkenness. So
yeah. So what we're doing with drunkenness, we used the poison rule, which a lot of people use, but we just called it drunk. But the conditions stack. So if you have to, how we're doing it is you do a Constitution saving throw if you drink, for each drink you have, and so you take note of the percentage you drink, and that'll be your save value. And if you fail that, you get a drunk condition, and they stack. And it takes 2 hours to remove a drunk condition, and if you get 5 of those, you get the unconscious condition because you've drunk yourself drunk. So we tried that out the other last week in a session for the first time, and I was expecting, just went through the rules quickly with the players, expecting them, okay, that's the drunk rules for the future. But no, they then went on a drinking binge to test the rules out, and I was like, oh god, no, deliberately getting drunk just so they can ask. But players, again, they're just wonderful creatures. Players.
Your table sounds like a lot of fun to play. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope our players do enjoy it, because it's just a lot of goofing about it, even though it's quite serious. I mean, I started this D&D campaign out with all good intentions of being heroes and it's typical fantasy stuff, but no, they're now pirates, scoundrels, thieves. And I sometimes think, are we the bad guys? Are we running this campaign and we're the bad guys? Because they're thieves, they go thieving, they jump in the ship and go pirating. They still save stuff. They're still doing adventurous things and defeating monsters and such, but they're robbing people along the way. It's
details. It's like forced taxation for the implementation of monster removal.
Yeah, it's how you look at it, how you frame it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's fairly typical because there's this meme where there's how every party starts, and you have like the guys from Lord of the Rings and stuff, and how every party ends, which is basically Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes, yeah, I would say yeah. So that's most D&D campaigns, isn't it? They start out all the best intentions to be this serious, epic fantasy, and then yep, it just ends in chaos, organized fun chaos.
Okay, let me bring up another picture because you've got one very good looking terrain board over here. There we go.
Ah, yes, Fornost. We're in City of Fornost for this is for the Lord of the Rings Middle Earth strategy battle game. Sort of a just wanted a terrain board, and I was sort of inspired by Mordheim for this one.
Yeah, I can see the walkways and the ladders and stuff.
Walkways, yeah, the raised different levels and Middle Earth strategy battle game is a game with the more terrain you put down on the tabletop, the more fun you're going to have with it. It's such a fun game when you put loads of terrain on, and I've still not played on this. I've still not played on this.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. What we're seeing here is it's all set up, and I was going to have a game, and unfortunately, my opponent was had a family emergency that day, so hopefully this will be reset up next Sunday or a variation of it, and we can finally have a game on it. So I'm itching to play on this one. It's going to hopefully be so much fun.
Yeah,
And most of this was some of it's bought from Games Workshop. Some are made.
I can see some parts like these items, I guess, but
yeah, and all those front ruins there are Games Workshop's ones. That one there.
All right.
But the ones behind it, the wooden floor, are mine. I sort of made, and the walkways, and
they
so it's just nice. So you can scratch build and store bought, and they mix well together.
Yeah, they do mix. It wasn't really clear right away which ones were which. So
this is a fun build.
Yeah, and it looks pretty versatile. I mean, you could put this together in a million different ways.
That was my thinking for this one. Yeah, really wanted it to be versatile and just so each time we set up, no configuration is going to be the same with it. It's just going to be.
Loosely Collected is saying, I keep wanting to get into Middle Earth strategy battle game, but the figures have been so expensive.
So expensive, yeah. I mean, I've got a big collection, but again, that was bought when it originally came out, sort of the 2000s up to 210. I can't really afford to buy new miniatures for it, the new models that come out for it, because they are ridiculously expensive. When you think it's almost like £20 for one model, and it's like, ouch! I can't afford that Games Workshop.
Ouch! Yeah, I mean, you probably could use proxy miniatures and so on, but
yeah, it's
I don't think they have any competition on that front because the licensed miniatures are pretty much spot on, like the cast of the movie and so on, and they did a great job with that.
Yeah, great. They are the great looking miniatures. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not. They're beautiful miniatures, but just too expensive. I mean, Games Workshop as a whole is too expensive for me for a lot of the time. I'm grateful for over Christmas, my wife got me the new box set for it that came out, so I do have new Rohan models and stuff. But I hate painting armies, armies and miniatures. I don't mind. I love painting miniatures, like an individual model. When I have to batch paint stuff, I get a bit.
Yeah, I hear you. Same thing. It's kind of funny because I found it okay. Painting one miniature, fine. Painting terrain, no problem. I could paint terrain all day and still be happy. Painting two miniatures the same.
Yeah, it's in that's it. Two miniatures like and then batch painting 4 at a time or 5 at a time. I kind of lose interest. And yeah, D&D, like I love painting villagers, townsfolk models because each one has its own story, its own character. And as I'm painting them, I'm imagining his backstory and stuff
like these guys from there. Actually, I want to ask you about them because they seem pretty new. Where did you get these from?
Okay, so Hugo there and that guy carrying a barrel, they're from War Games Foundry.
Okay.
They're medieval civilians. Then some are townsfolk of Reaper models. And then there's a lady there revealing her leg. I I forget where I got her from. And there's a set of them, all tavern sort of people. And I've got to try and do an image search so I can buy some more because they're great models. They've got full of character. Yeah, the guy carrying the barrel down there is part of it as well. He's like this. I'm going to have to going to do a deep search and find out what they are. But
then you've got this guy who looks like a thief, maybe, and this guy is yelling at him.
Yes, that is a little boy running away with a pig. So under his arm, there's a pig. Yeah, and I imagine he's stolen the pig from this guy here for whatever reason. That was my story there. So he's running away from the guy shouting at him. Yeah, and that's what I like doing. Just the models that I put down here aren't just randomly placed. I want to tell little scenes of themselves. So each townsfolk there is its own story, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So basically, when you look at this, could be those could be story hooks just waiting to. All right.
And knowing my players, one day they will take that up. They'll look at that and interact with that, and so even things like this, I to kind of maybe overthink it. I just think, okay, why is this NPC here? What's he about? So, kind of what I want to do. Yeah, going back to Middle Earth strategy battle game and skirmish games in general, I kind of put seat terrain down for the gaming experience, but now I'm sort of probably going to start overthinking this and try and tell a story within the game skirmish game as well. But sort of working out how I'm going to do that.
I mean,
with just terrain. So
probably could come up with some kind of not exactly narrative campaign, but it's like you set down like the initial map, and then you can start over time. Maybe I don't know, orcs took it over, so they ruined these other bits, or someone moved in, and now there's these extra towers or wooden buildings.
That could be a fun idea.
Definitely a long-term one, but I think it's definitely doable. So I wanted to ask you, what are your favorite materials for working, for crafting terrain and so
on? XPS foam. It's difficult to get in Britain, so over here I've got 6mm and 10mm XPS foam sheets that I use, which is just so versatile. You can sort of carve into it, so you get detail into it. You can cut it and texture it, and so if I'm doing any sort of building work, it's XPS foam. So floors, walls.
Are these thumbtacks?
They are.
Nice.
They are. I use them for a lot. They also get used for chimney pots and things on stuff. I sort of draw a hole into the top. I
okay.
There on the chimney here. So you have the holes in it.
Oh, sorry.
So they get used to it.
No, sorry, didn't catch that. Could you bring it up again?
Yeah. So
there you go. All right.
So they're thumbtacks there, holes drilled in, good chimney pots. So
nice.
Get used as bollards there on terrain like that. Yeah, that's a fun part of crafting. Just looking at an everyday object and thinking, what can I use?
Oh yes.
Well, just on my desk, my friend, he vapes, so he's sent me this sort of clear dome thing from a vape or something. So just clear dome. So that's just on my desk. I'm going to think, what can I craft with this? What can I put something in there, like make it a jar holding like a snake? That's what I've got going on.
Oh, okay.
Here, like a little snake. So just things like that. I collect. I have a tub of random bits I sort of pick up and collect. Think, okay, I can use that in a project at some point.
Did that Prince of Bel Air is saying thumbtacks, genius.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really love that kind of thing. Like, okay, this thing is exactly shaped to be this major thing here. I love it when it happens.
Yeah.
I especially love it when people are like, wait, you build what from? That is what?
Yes. That's what you thought. Yeah. Oh. yeah, this was a fun project. I mean, doing this I had great fun. But I did want to do more, but then I think I've now got it's covered a whole table, so I don't know what else I could add to it without taking up too much room. So I think I was going to do another part to this, like expand it, but I think I'm going to leave it as is.
Well, since it's almost full, you could expand vertically.
There is that. I can go up, get more height. More height. I'll see. I said next Sunday I'm hopefully going to be playing on it, so I'll know if I need to add more to it or.
That I haven't played a Middle-earth strategy battle game before, so I have no idea what to tell you. But I mean, for stuff like More Time, for example, I think this is fairly playable table.
Yeah, yeah. I do want to get into More Time. Again, I sort of started it a few years back, and then the world shut down, and then just stopped. So I do want to go back and to get back into it a bit. So that might be on the agenda this year. Do
nice.
a full blown more timetable.
Oh, nice. Do you have any favorite warband, or just still open for ideas?
I'm quite boring. I actually just like sort of any empire based warband, sort of men with guns.
Men with guns and fancy mustache. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the empire.
Yep. This is all sort of Lord of the Rings models.
That's a lot of models.
The ones I use a lot of. So we got.
That's a lot of models. Whoa.
Yeah. That is, again, been collecting since 2001. So. And because I used to be a playtester for the game,
seriously?
I used to get a lot of free. Yes. So if you in the original versions of it, when the movies come out, and that's one of my claim to fame. I love that my name is in when Games Workshop used to put names of people in books. My name's in Lord of the Rings movie merchandising, and I love that in a game book. I love that. Just looking, that's me. That's me. So yeah, but you used to send me a load of free stuff. So and I was thinking, Games Workshop, you're doing yourself. I probably would have bought this, so you're doing yourself a disservice. But so they sent me all the boxes. So a lot of this is thanks to Games Workshop's kindness back when I used to playtest from.
I don't
obviously not Smog.
I don't suppose they do it anymore, do they?
I don't think so. No, I can't imagine them being that generous anymore.
Yeah, times have changed, I guess.
Like I said, they don't even put names.
Yeah,
Boroughs and Badgers. Yes, just reading this comment. I believe my wife wanted to play it, so I bought her the book. It's on the shelf behind me over there. I haven't read it yet. I just bought it for her. Yeah, so I want to try out Boroughs and Badgers. We've got miniatures up on the shelf over there.
Nice. I know. I was talking to
my wife painted.
So your wife paints too, and that's nice. Does she also play Middle-earth strategy battle game or Dungeons and Dragons, or does she have I don't know.
She plays D&D. She's in our D&D group.
All right.
Yeah, she's the camera shy one. So if you look on the full play session, she's the one that's not on camera. But yeah, she plays with that, and yeah, she wants to play Boroughs and Badgers. But again, we ran out of time. We bought it ages ago. She painted up her models. I've painted up mine, and then we've never played. So I think I will.
No, you're good. You'll find time for it at some point. I remember talking to Magrat, builder of worlds.
Oh yeah,
he makes great stuff, and he's absolutely nuts about Badgers and Barrows. Barrows and Badgers, sorry.
I think that's why I got into watching his stuff. I was looking for inspiration for Boroughs and Badgers terrain. I've come across him and sort of fell in love with his channel. It's such a great channel to.
Yeah, he's a fun guy as well.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, we have a double act from Dungeon Matron and Loosely Collected. So Dungeon Matron says, "Wow, that's huge." Loosely Collected says, "That's what she said." But
hey, brilliant.
Okay, and BGD is saying seconded, but Barrows and Badgers is a fun skirmish game with an interesting feel and rule set. All right. So yeah. We've got people egging you on now to.
Yes, excellent. Well, I've got the book. I should read it. Actually, finally read it. And again, get it on the channel, get it on the Battling Barrow channel.
Yeah, maybe temporary names to the Battling Barrow.
Yes, yeah, yeah, Barrows and Badgers, yeah, Battling Barrow, yep, that
Okay.
works.
Oh, another block of games over here. Nice. So, Dark World, I kind of know about because I had the German version again. Never actually played it, but I did mess
No,
around a lot with the majors.
I painted it all, yep, set it all up. Never played it. I should do. I think this year, sort of chatting to you here, realizing I've hardly ever played any of my games I have in my collection. I should change that this year, and it'll be the year of playing things.
Hey, yeah, that sounds good. So I see that you really like Talisman.
Yes, yeah. So the second edition there was I got that as a kid. I think my brother bought it for me one year for my birthday. Fell in love with it. Just such a it's a simple game. It's a simple board game, but it evokes a feel of adventure. So
Yeah, and I mean,
I
if you play it with it's really meant to be played with a large group of people, and once you get 6 players at the table, the vibe really gets good.
yeah, it's a great fun game. To begin with, it all starts off quite cordial. You're doing your own thing, and then they said as it gets going, you start then backstabbing other players and fighting them. And
Yeah, I mean, there are
it's
at least two places, two clubs where I'm not allowed to play the thief anymore.
it got a bit too yes.
Yeah,
I haven't tried. Have you tried
it's
the
what my character
fifth
will do.
edition?
The fifth edition, not sure which one's that.
It's just come out, I believe. I didn't even know there was a fifth edition or a new edition, and I just sort of caught something on YouTube. But for me, the board looks weird. It's sort of inverted. It's upside down. No, the rings around it. It's doesn't. It hurts my eyes to look at the board, so I probably won't bother with fifth. I've got fourth. And the rules never change that much between
Yeah,
editions
yeah,
anyway.
definitely.
So
The fourth one is the one by Fantasy Flight, if I remember correctly.
that is yes, yeah,
All right,
Fantasy
yeah.
Flight, and then someone else took over. It, Pegasus. Forget what it.
Mm,
You can see up there the horse on it. I believe it's a German company.
yeah,
Yeah,
Pegasus Spiel, yeah.
yes, yeah. So then they took it over, and then I think someone else has now got the license for it. It got shipped around a bit. Poor Talisman
I mean,
licensees.
think about it. How old is Talisman? I think it's been around since the early 80s, yeah?
It has, yeah. The first edition, it's early '80s, yeah, with
Nice.
some awesome Gary Chalk art.
Oh, yeah.
Just lovely.
I think the first time I encountered Gary Chalkart was actually in some other game books, the Lone Wolf series, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
the guy has a style, timeless.
yeah, a very Gary Chalk style. Yeah, I love it. I love his artwork. He's
Now, there's a game here which I don't think I've ever seen before.
oh, I've put it upside down there. It's terrible. Yes, Warriors and what's it called? Warriors and something robot. Yeah, it's a Games Workshop game, sort of medieval Europe based sort of campaigny
All right.
game. Yeah, quite fun. Quite a fun game. I don't have I ever covered it on the channel in any form, shape, or form. I don't think I have. I'm gonna have to do sort of a video about it. Again, I believe that was something that got re-released by Fantasy Flight Games as well. So it's like
All
two
right.
editions of that sitting around. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good fun game.
Okay.
A bit deep in the strategy.
Yeah, Lisa.
Oh, yep. The Dungeon Matron going. Bye.
Okay, and Lucy Collected is saying, I love Mordheim and by extension Frostgrave. I've heard of Badgers and Barrows, but Barrows and Badgers. Big on the game. He's building a vertical barrow set for play at Salute now. Oh, nice.
That'd be good. That'd be good. I have to check in on this channel and see that.
Do you go to any conventions or stuff like that?
I used to. I don't so much anymore. Although my mate wants to drag me out this year because he says I'm getting too insular. I don't go out enough apparently. So we're gonna go out to a few conventions this year. I mean, there's one, a small one local to me, Broadsword Gaming Convention in the town where I live. I should go to that one. It's just literally in my town. I could walk in distance. So I might do that this year. And I think Salute he wants to go to. So
I've seen a few videos of Salute, and it looks. I mean, to me, it looks huge. Right? I'm pretty sure that the guys up in the US will go to Mythicon and
Yes, yeah, yeah. To them, it's going to be small, but to us, yeah, it's big. I can remember because have been to it a few times back, a few years back, and yeah, it's always good fun. And yeah, I might go. I might venture out this year, play games, and venture outside.
It's good for you.
It is. It is. Actually, there one of my favorite games there, and that new game is that Journeys in Middle Earth. I found that so much fun.
Journeys in Middle Earth.
Yes, that one, that Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one there. Yeah, it's app based, and I always poo pooed app based games because I don't think it's a tabletop.
What app based?
So you need an app to run it. So
app based. Okay, so I thought it was ad based. It was like what you like to watch.
Yeah, you have to watch adverts to play it. Yeah.
They got the board games too. No.
Yeah, that's it. Microtransaction and ads in board games. Well, but yeah, it's a good fun game. It's got some interesting mechanics and doesn't use dice. So I had quite fun. I covered that a few times on the channel. I might bring that back as well. But that's something we just play sort of just outside of me and my friends. Just sometimes just play it and have fun with it. It's one of those games a bit like D&D where you go on adventures, but each one's, even though it's the same sort of story, it's randomized each time where things are, and you can have fun. You get different things happen, and
okay. And I see here Nightmare Books. Is that related to the TV show?
The TV show from the 80s, yes. It's a terrible, terrible board game.
Really?
Yes, I am convinced was not a Nightmare board game to begin with. It was just a dungeon-esque board game that they just slapped Nightmare over it when the show got popular. I'm convinced if you play it, it's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. I think there's a video by Ashens. I think it's Ashens' channel where he play like really old video where he tries to play it, and it just has a dreadful, miserable experience trying to play this game. It looks beautiful though; it looks great, but it plays awful.
I remember that back in the 90s, they used to do these video game tie-ins of, the movie comes out. Let's say Robocop comes out, the Robocop platform game comes out. Indiana Jones comes out, the Indiana Jones platform game comes out. I didn't know they got board games as well.
Yes, yeah, and they got to board games. I mean, underneath that is a Chronicles of Narnia board game.
What?
Like based on the BBC 80s show, yeah. Chronicles of Narnia, that's what's sitting on top of. Yeah, so it happens, happened in video games. It did happen to board games, yeah. Some sort of movie would come out. A cheap tying board game just thrown together.
Let's all jump onto the bandwagon.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, Nightmare's hilarious to play with friends, especially if you're a bunch of smartass. Mystery 3000. So.
I can see that, having fun, rip on the board game as you're playing it. I can see that being fun. The board game's terrible itself, but yeah, great fun with players if you're just taking the mick out of it.
Okay, let's jump on to another one of your builds. This one, okay. The Prancing Pony.
The Prancing Pony.
I love this one.
This was a great fun build. It got built surprisingly quick as well. I think it was just 1 week's worth of. I was expecting to
seriously, all right,
to be like months building it, having fun with it. But I built it within a week. I was quite disappointed. So, so I'm decorating the inside of. So that'll be. I'm doing another video, filming it at the moment. Where I'm sort of just trying to work out, watching the films multiple times to try and get the layout of how the inside is. Where's the bar? Where's that table?
That's that detail.
Yes, I've got a rough plan up now set up where things are. So I'm just sort of getting all the decor together, all the furniture together for the inside. and I do with this one, when I build it, normally with chimneys, I just do it out of a solid bit of foam for my chimneys. Whereas these are hollow, because I do have plans to add smoke. I want to add smoke coming out the chimney, so that'll be our future.
Do you have internal lighting as well and stuff like that?
Yes, it's got LED lighting in there, just simple string lights that I use for my all my buildings. Trying to find one here. Yeah, so they're just
Oh, one sec.
They're just sort of string lights that I use. Where's my camera? There it is. And so
Nice. Oh,
they
well,
just
they're
go in the
bright.
house and yeah. So go in the house, I've got some diffusing sort of light in them. So it's just the same as that.
What do you use for the leading on the windows? Because it looks really fun.
Okay, so that is from a car body repair mesh. So when
All
you've
right.
got a hole in car, you've got this mesh that you put over a thing, you made of fiberglass. I'm not very good with cars, so I don't know. But yeah, I use that for the lead lining and it's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's the scale, the shape, it's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the other ones, like this one here is hand drawn on some kind of plastic. I'm guessing
It's printed.
printed. Right?
So yeah, again, that's on my Patreon. If people want to download them, I sort of put them up there, so you can print them out on clear acetone sheets, printer acetone sheets, or overhead projectors. Does school still use overhead projectors, or is that really showing my age? But yeah,
I think people still use them.
it's the overhead projector sheets that. So now I just did you print those out onto that and cut them out and stick them in your buildings, and for another sort of cheap and easy way to do lead line windows.
Okay, loosely collected is saying some friends and I used to do live stream gaming on Facebook. One night we played Nightmare, live streamed it, and we started out dressed as the various monster player.
Brilliant, brilliant. Oh, it's. Can we watch that? Is that still available to watch anyway?
Yeah, loosely collected is still around somewhere.
Yeah. I'd have to check that out.
If you drop a link in the Discord later, I'll make sure it gets to Kevin as well.
Cool, thank you. I think I'll watch that.
Okay. Hey, Palpatine, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's nice. I'm always self-conscious with terrain building, especially looking at pictures, because up close you can see all the defects in them and all the things wrong. And like, oh dear.
No, I mean, like, look, it's not a defect; it's extra texture.
Yeah, but there is that. Yes.
Speaking of texture, what did you use for the plaster here?
Actual just plaster. No, like for mold make. You pour it into a mold. Just plaster of Paris.
Plaster of Paris.
It's just that. Yeah, that I mix up. Ideally, I really want to use filler, but I didn't have any to hand when I built this. I just used
it works.
A tub of plaster of Paris down by me, so I just mix some of that up and use that.
Okay, there we go.
At the other angle. So I don't know if I should, because I quite like it, because I did spend a bit of time with the sign, but I've got a 3D printer now, so I was thinking of finding that STL of the Prancing Pony sign and maybe printing a little Prancing Pony sign off. But I quite like that because the horse is so derpy looking. It's hand painted. It's like a derpy looking horse. I think I'd miss it, so I might do that.
I think it's got more character like this.
Yeah,
even if you could get a perfectly 3D printed one, I mean, like, this is the only one. This is the only example of this in the whole world.
This is it. Yeah, the derpy Prancing Pony. Yeah, so I think I probably won't. That's still getting used to the 3D printer. It's just that weirdness where I'm like, oh, I can just 3D print that, but it's that's not the point. It's the crafting of it, and it is sort of the fun aspect of it.
Loose Collected says it looks fine even up close, and I have seen a lot worse work for gaming.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, look, it's a gaming piece. It's not made to, you're not making it to sell real estate.
No, it is, and I quite like it. Again, it's one of my favorite pieces that I've done recently. It's just, I think I've just done it on a whim as well. There wasn't any real need for it. It was just, I want to build a Prancing Pony. It's like the third time I've built a Prancing Pony throughout the years. So
is the third one?
Yeah, I built one back in 2001, and it was just far too big. Each floor was 3 inches tall, so it's massive. And then I built another one that I've still got, but it's sort of falling apart now. Sort of more to scale, but it wasn't back then. I had very limited shots, which is basically what was in the film. And since then, Weta have come out of a sideshow model, so you can see more detail. and so it wasn't quite too accurate in how it looks. So then I just decided to build this one, sort of based on the Weta Workshop sideshow model.
So yeah, so the second one wasn't accurate enough for your taste.
No, no, I've still got it. It's a bit damaged. So I might repair it and use it as another sort of tavern or another building for a game rather than throw it away.
Do you know one thing I particularly like about this? It's not a perfect rectangle.
No, whereas that's what I took from looking at the Weta Workshop. It's got a bend in it.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous ones I've just built as sort of pretty much a square or a rectangle.
I mean, I think it adds a lot to the when you have old buildings and stuff like that. I think it adds so much, and
it does just that little kink in it. Yeah, it gives it a bit more visual flair rather than just straight lines.
And it is something that I want to try to do a bit more in my work, because it's like my brain is like, okay, I'm going to build a building. Yes, squares and rectangles. No,
yeah,
let's mess them up a little bit.
Yeah, it's me with roofs when my roofs are perfectly flat across. I want to get that bow in and make them.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
make it look lived in and old.
It's good work. I find there are a lot of times we are hard in our work than we need to be. I think that's most of the time. Almost everyone, almost all of the time.
Craft is all the same, yeah.
I may look at my work and think, it's okay. Well, others will be amazed by it because they can't believe somebody
that's
actually made something
well.
like that. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, I love looking at other people's work because there's always something to learn from them. Always.
That's I'm a big believer now. I watch a load of other YouTubers crafting things, and haunt Facebook groups and things like that, and just getting inspiration from them and seeing what they're doing and taking ideas from them. And
okay, sometimes the thing you learn will be what not to do, but I think that's really like the 1% situation. It's like it's very rare for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is something that I'd love to have on a gaming table.
Yeah, I pretty much built the entirety of Brie. Also, already had all the different buildings built. So,
wait, you did that and you didn't send a photo?
Yeah, because I very rarely set it up, and I should actually next time I set it up and get it all out, do a video, take pictures, and
please do that. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I think I might do that. And Rohan houses. A throwaway video. What I thought was going to be a throwaway video, but did really well on the channel. I don't understand YouTube.
Yeah,
I do YouTube. I don't understand it. But this was just a silly throwaway video where it's like, here's a scratch built house I built 20 years ago. I'm going to make some improvements. Here's the Games Workshop one. Let's compare them. And then since then I got the 3D printer, so I cheated and did a 3D print of a house, and just did this silly video that people seem to like. I'm like, oh, I don't understand. This was literally a tied over video but what I don't know if it come across in the video. What I was really surprised about my scratch built Rohan houses. I built them 20 years ago. I was expecting them to look like absolute trash, and they weren't too bad. Little improvements could be made to them, which is sort of can do and will do.
This one is 20 years old?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
19. I'm sort of rounding up, doing that over. It's
2006. Fair, close enough.
Yeah. Built in 2006. So, and then they've been...
I'm pretty sure the actual 20-year-olds who are not in that good of a shape.
Yeah. Packed away in the attic and forgot about. But what surprised me when I sort of got the Games Workshop one is how small that Games Workshop house is.
It's really small. It's the one in the middle,
yeah. This one here, it's really small.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried that my house is going to look ginormous, and then the 3D print one was more in line with the size of my own scratch built one. So it's just.
The thing is that it looks pretty bulky for a house.
Yeah, it's a lovely kit. It's full of detail. Very modular. I quite enjoy doing it. So next time I've got 2 more. So I've got a part of a box set. There's 2 more, but I might, when I build those, might try and do something with them. That's just use them as one house, even though there's two kits. Just to,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah, just
I,
do
I'll,
something different with them.
I'll be honest though. I mean, like the roof texture just reminds me of spaghetti for some reason.
Like you said that, I thought that. I was like, it doesn't look. It doesn't.
It's too it's too deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
each strand is too. Yeah, I
yeah
know
but
it should be straw.
this the fair one. I think that's fair use or a towel maybe.
It's a teddy bear.
Oh no!
Teddy bear fur. Yeah, I didn't cut up a real teddy bear. I didn't cut up a teddy bear, but it's teddy bear fur that I bought and uh, stuck on the PVA it, so then it dries hard and then painted up.
That
It
looks
makes really great, really
much
good thatch.
much more. It looks much more natural.
Yeah, yeah. The Games Workshop one, the 3D printed one was good as well. Quite like that, but it's a bit more, still a bit too straight, but it's a bit more, at least better than the Games Workshop
Yeah.
one, which does look like they've just used spaghetti.
Oh goodness. I mean, the wood texture is really good on it. Let's put it definitely.
Yeah, yeah. The detail on the GW one is really nice, but expensive though. So
Yeah,
I'd expect it to be nice.
such as
They're
these things.
They were £27, but I believe they've re-released them and done a GW where they put the price up to £30. So
Ouch.
yeah, a little pricing. Yeah, £30 for a house. Like, just scratch build it. You can get a whole village for that with the
That have changed left over.
yeah.
Okay, it's okay. We've seen this one. This one was another. Is this part of
Yeah.
for D&D or for some
I
other
don't I
nautical
don't
game?
know yet. I just built it because, as I said, our D&D games are pirate themed. So I thought I'd
Yes,
just
yes.
build it. So it's like from the Pirates of the Caribbean, the first film. They go past
Yeah,
you, and
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Pirates, you be warned sign there. So I haven't used it in a game. I might. It's going to be for D&D, sure. It's got to be. So I might come up with some sort of scenario based. Perhaps the players have got to sail into an anti-pirate town, a town where pirates are, because a lot of time they hang around at Port Black Sand, basically Tortuga as well. They've got a town called Tortuga. They basically just hang around with other pirates, but they can go to civilized lands where they hang pirates and something like that in the future.
All right. You said are you recording all these plays and or is it just no, someone's in particular?
Pardon? So
I said I'm sorry. I said are you recording all your D&D sessions or just particular ones?
no, I record them all. We record them all and just stick them on. Yes, I used to put them on YouTube, but it screwed around with the YouTube algorithm, so I just
All
put
right.
them on Patreon now. But I said not behind the paywall, just because I've got to put them. I want to put them somewhere. I don't know about. I didn't want to start a second channel either. I just wanted to have my main channel. So
Okay, just so you can partition those things out. Yeah, because
yeah, but yeah, I record them all because they're great fun. And plus, it's part of being a lazy DM. Really, you don't have to take notes because you've got a recording session you can watch back if you
yes,
want to remember something.
yes.
Oh, God, that happened in it, and yeah. So what I tend to do is my notes are literally timestamps of so when I can watch it back.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. I am the ultimate in lazy DMing.
That is some of the best DMing advice I've received in a very long time. Nice.
Yeah. Record your sessions, timestamps.
Okay, so let's loosely collected is saying I watched Mediterranean Tutor and Zerp use that technique for attached roofs. I think talking about the
Teddy bear
fairy.
Yeah, it's a great technique. Great technique.
Eventually, I'm going to try it. I usually do shake roofing with cereal box or fake ceramic tiles with corrugated cardboard. Is that what used for these?
I can't get to them. Yeah, I've done where was it? The Cubitara video one. Yes, there. That's corrugated cardboard. Yes,
Ooh,
just
nice,
a sheet ripped off. Yeah, again, cheap, easy, really quick to do.
Nice.
It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah. By the way, I also like how you put these pictures behind the
Yeah,
scenes. That adds more
that
depth.
that's my DM screen. So and it has so I can change the pictures out to
Okay.
suit what's in front of it as well. So making my DM screen not just something that's there, just but make it part of the setup itself. So yes, that's Black Sands. So it's a bit of more of
Nice.
a rundown medieval town, and then so I just have different. I have a folder of different printouts that I've got. So
Okay.
Harbour Town, so that, and just slot them out. And again, planning, I guess that's something I'm trying to think about where the player's going to go in that session. So then I lay my DM screen out with those already in place, and then as they move, just take away the first ones, so then the next picture's there behind it, and things like that.
Huh.
So
All right. I, all of these are really because what you're creating there is really adding depth to the build, and
yes,
without actually having to build everything, which would be take a lot of space. And yeah,
that's it. I can. So you've got streets behind, or if you're in a cavern or a forest, you've got just those backdrops. You don't have to create everything. You can.
so
I want to go for the full 4D experience. So we've got things like this with terrain. I've got LED lighting that I've created as well to add different moods.
all
And
right.
I'm even geeky enough to have different smells. I wanted that full experience. So
Seriously.
I use waxes for to give off different scents for
Okay.
the. It's all controlled via touch portal. I use got a sort of a tablet, and so I can push a button, and suddenly all the lights will dim, and the sounds will change, and the next wax melt thing will start up and start filling the room with different scent. It's a bit over the
The
top.
wax melt things are also wired into the control system.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
They are, right?
Yeah, so they've got a smart plug. So they just, and I had to buy a wax melt, electric wax melter, and then, but they always come with a switch, like a push button switch, which is
All
really
right.
annoying to have to chop that off and rewire it. So it's just on by the smart plug. Yeah, and it's all controlled. So one push for a button, I can change the entire ambience of the room. It's, I said, well over the top, but it's kind of when I was a kid, sort of thinking about D&D, it's how I wanted it to be done back in the 80s, but obviously
Stuff
technology and
complete
skills weren't
immersion, and
there.
yeah.
Whereas now I can do it. I'm a computer programmer by trade, so all the sort of touch stuff is all sort of, and the soundboards all
All
sort of
right.
my own programmer wrote to do it all. So I said way over the top, totally unnecessary for tabletop gaming, but
Well,
it's fun. I like it.
I don't know if you know David from Terraintronics.
I've seen his stuff. I'm thinking of.
I think
I'm not.
he'd be totally in love with that kind of thing.
Oh, nice. I want to buy one of his boards and sort of give it to my friend who's great at electronics. He's the one that sort of built all my sort of LED lights and the ring lights and sort of stuff. So yeah, I want to buy some stuff from David, give it to my mate, and go here. Build me something. Build me something cool with the room out of this. And yeah, I'm terrible at soldering. I hate soldering. And I think it's David's. I think got the long wiring tool.
Yeah,
Or
the wired up thing. Yeah.
I've got to get one of those this year. That's on my list of things to do. Buy one of those because
Uh,
I
I'll be honest.
soldering.
That's one of those things that actually got me trying to mess around with those things because I have a deep-seated apprehension of soldering irons and other things that get very hot and possibly light things on
Yes,
fire.
yes, I've got a scar on my hand from when I was a kid. From
Ooh.
when I wasn't paying attention, and so I don't like soldering irons. They scare me. Yeah, I'm not that good at it. I get frustrated with it. So yeah, that tool will be a godsend, I think. So I might have to invest in one.
So you
And
handle
some other bits from David.
so you handle the software and your friend handles the hardware kind of thing.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah, he's got he does sort of LED lights. He's got a YouTube channel himself making. He keeps on changing that. He keeps on rebranding, so I don't know where he is at the moment. He used to be making things and making things with light, making things with LEDs. I don't know what brand he's at the moment, but yeah, he makes LED lights and things like that. So yeah, he's quite good at it, very good at it, very knowledgeable. So yeah, he does the hardware. I write the software.
Okay, it's interesting. Well, I mean, setting up immersive or 4D experiences we could probably talk about it for 4 hours on end.
Yeah, it's I say it's over the top, and some people might think, well, there's no need for it. There isn't a need to do it, but it just for me as a DM, because a lot of times as a DM, you're letting your players play the game, as it were. You're a lot of time you're sitting there, paying attention, and so it helps me get immersed into it as well, into the session, and yeah, I like it. I like just having the lights, and it's nice to know that if they go into a dungeon, I can cut the lights in the room to make them think, oh, we're in the dark. So then they have to think about lighting a light source, and then I put a lamp light on just to give them that. It helps for that as well. It helps making your players think about we're in the dark. Sometimes you go into a dungeon and they just treat it like it's a brightly lit shopping mall or something where so everything so it helps with that.
Yeah, good point. It is a good point. In your experience, is there any particular element that really, kicks the immersion up a notch? Is it like the lights? Is it the smells? I don't know. Or is
I think it's the lights, really. The lights and the sound, the soundboard are probably two key elements. Because even if you didn't have the terrain, with the mood lighting and the sounds, it adds to that fear to the mind. It gets your mind thinking, "Oh, we're in the dark," or "We're in a brightly lit room, but we're trying to
Mhm.
stealth and sneak around, so we need to make it dark." Or it helps with that. Just having the lighting, I notice, makes the players think. Especially like so, you're in a dungeon, you lit your light source and you're sneaking towards the opponent, then suddenly they realize, oh, we've still got a light source on. We better douse that. It's aided with things like that greatly.
All right. Uh, what about do you do music or sound effects or both? What's your take on it?
I do music and sound effects. So I've written a soundboard piece of software,
Hmm.
so it plays. I can play trigger music. I've created each scene that we're in. I have a different sound set. So if we're in a dungeon, I load up the dungeon sound set, and there's different types of dungeons, from just an empty castle to a spooky uh, dungeon kind of things, different sound effects with different monsters in as well. So I sort of think about if they're going to encounter a pack of zombies, I sort of add that to the soundboard for them. So it plays, and yeah, music as well helps. I'm a patron of tabletop RPG music, and his
Okay.
stuff's great. It's really nice stuff, really good. He sort of does a new tune a week sort of thing. So he's got a
All right.
load of stuff. So I just use that music for our games, and it's great stuff. So the hardest thing is finding music that's piratey based. It's all very generic fancy, and that's quite difficult. I mean, what is pirate music for a
Is it
start? And
seriously? It's like, I thought the pirate team music would be all over the place.
I did as well. It's stuff that's available to use legally, I guess. I guess there's loads of pirate music, but I don't want to just
Yeah,
use anyone's
rip
music in a
stuff,
game.
especially if we're
It's
going to record it.
uploaded
Yeah.
somewhere, yes. Even though it's not on YouTube, it's on Patreon. They're a bit more forgiving for things like that. But I still want to make sure I'm doing it legal and
Above
using
board
music
and
that I
stuff. Yeah.
should be using. Yeah. So yes,
Yeah.
it's that finding legally to use pirate music.
Hi, go for it, painting. Good to see you. It's funny that you mentioned it because I think it was just this week I was walking and I heard the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song
Yes.
being played over a truck horn.
Fantastic. I would have loved that. I
Yeah,
can in my
I
element.
wish I could have recorded. I wish I could have
Yeah,
recorded that because it was like, seriously, this is awesome.
it's great. Yeah. I, the Pirates theme tune soundtrack, I listen to it a lot. Uh, it gets me in the mood for doing D&D pirate games.
Okay, it is a great piratey track, but I think my favorite for it is the Assassin's Creed Black Flag soundtrack.
The sea shanties, yes.
Yes, the sea
Fantastic.
shanties and a few of
The
the
music
tracks
in
like
general, yeah.
Stealing a Brig. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. I'm actually started playing through that again.
it was such a good game.
Yeah, I thought I might as well have a playthrough again. Yeah. I bought it. It was on sale for the Xbox One, and I bought it, and I sort of spent money. I'm downloading it. I'm like, well, hang on, how did I play it? I've played it before. How did I play it? And it's sitting on the shelf on a
Ah!
physical version. It's like, oh, idiotic.
Yeah, I love that game. To be honest, I think it would have been better for it if it hadn't been an Assassin's Creed game, because it could have been its own franchise very easily.
Yeah, Skull and Bones was meant to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the Assassin's Creed bit, and but I don't know how they got it so wrong. All
It
you need to
happens, I
do
guess.
is just cut out the assassins out of Assassin's Creed, and that would have been a great game. Because that's the worst part of it when you do it. You want to be a pirate, and suddenly you have to do Assassin's Creed. You're like, oh, I don't want to. Don't take me out of the actual game into that real world. I
Yes.
hate that bit. And two, don't make me do assassin stuff. Just let me be a pirate. That could be a top game.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's still fun.
Oh, okay. So is this your storage?
Yes,
It looks very densely packed.
uh, so they're all the houses, yeah, all separated up. Yeah, I have to think about storage and things go on rotation as and when I need them. Because I don't have an attic as such, because my bedroom's in the attic, but I do have like storage space in the bedroom, attic space. So I have to think about how big things are, where I'm going to store them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I'm sort of running out of room here as well on these shelves.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they do seem to be very packed.
Yes, so I think I'm going to pack away the graveyard that's to the right there, and that will go away to give me more yeah, with that sort of stuff. That hasn't been on the table, the graveyard stuff, for about 2 years now. So I think, and I know what will happen as soon as I pack it away and put
You're
it
going
into
to
the
need it, yeah,
attic.
of
So
course.
the player's going to go to a graveyard.
Such is the way of the world. Yes.
And then obviously the bottom, the shelf underneath, is all the ships that we've sort of built. And
Yeah, and more majors. Oh, okay.
so the one at the front's the player's ships. That's just an MDF kit from TT Combat, I think it is. Um, Sort of I built and modified and added lights to it, things like as one does. got to be done. And the one behind is a quick and easy build. So we were playing through the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, and there's the
Okay.
Sea Ghost boat. So I made that as a 3D battle map, really, I guess, for the players. And now it just gets used for that anytime I need generic ship,
generic ship number 2. Yeah.
Yes, and that's what that is. And
I've seen these wagons around here, and I think you had them in the other shot as well. Are those
yes,
scratch builds?
That one there is the one where your mouse is there. That's a scratch build. Just it's made from balsa wood and some store bought wheels. But the other one is a Reaper Bones
Okay.
model. That one's really good because it's got the wheels work on it. It's more like a toy than so you can roll it along.
And yeah, and the map of Port Blacksand, I remember this.
Yes. I say, sort of stole it from Fighting Fantasy and put it into my D&D campaign. Had it into Mystara.
I mean, it was a remarkably good setting. I mean, the city was packed with really weird and interesting NPCs.
It's great. You can have whole adventures just in Black Sand alone. You don't have to leave the city to have these weird and wonderful adventures. It's got so much there. The Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson added so much to it. It's great. And there's the Advanced Fighting Fantasy version of it. There's a Port Black Sand book that I use from Arian Games, which is just fantastic. I just use that for. I don't have to do anything with it. It's so fleshed out and detailed for me. I just use that. And this is just these are me cheating with my 3D printer. I said I wasn't going to do print buildings out. I printed some buildings out.
Well, you have to test it out somehow.
That's it. I wanted to test out the supports and how to. Beforehand, I've just been printing out really basic stuff, so I was nervous about it. But let's take it to the next level. And so it's just me learning how to print out more detailed stuff. If I'm going to do it, I might as well do something that I might use.
Yeah.
So we got a building that was I used that last Sunday. That building there, the sort of
The one with the red roof tiles.
no, the other one, the grey roof one. This one here, it's got a dock, not a dock, a pulley, a crane.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see it.
I can speak English. I know English.
I'm sure you can.
I'm terrible at English. Yeah, it's got a crane and the front. So I thought I'd set that up on Port Black Sand and right next to the players' tavern they own.
Oh, they own the tavern?
Yeah. So when I first started the campaign, because I'm used to Beckme, I didn't really think I was running some old Beckme adventures, and back then gold was used for experience.
Yes, yeah.
So in the Beckme modules, you'd have loads and loads of gold. So I'm running these games, and basically my players are rich now because I haven't thought about adjusting the gold rewards I was giving my players. So they're rich. So they had enough money to buy their own tavern, which they use as
Of course, because yeah,
headquarters.
in newer editions, you don't have that kind of money sink to level up. Yeah, awesome.
No, yeah. So rewards are not as much as that's what they were in Beckme because I was like, oh, and they were getting to a point where they didn't need to go adventuring because they didn't need money because they were minted. They had so much money. So when they decided they wanted to buy a tavern and use it as their thieves guild, I was like, oh, thank goodness, that just solves a lot of problems. One, I don't have to worry about where they're sleeping and staying. They've got their own tavern. Two, their money's taken up, and then I can adjust if I ever do
going forward. Yeah.
modules. Yes, yeah. Sort of almost broke my own campaign by not thinking. So the whole point of this campaign started off as I just wanted to play old school Beckme modules, but with 5e rules. Because as a kid, I didn't actually play them because I couldn't afford them. I had pocket money. I could either afford a miniature or paint or a module, like an adventure. So, but it'd always be a miniature and paints. That's what I wanted to do. So I never actually got to play them as a kid. So I homebrew my own adventures. So I thought I'm going to go back, and now you can get things like print on demand. I can get hold of these old modules that, and that's like running them for our campaign and just weaving all the modules into some sort of narrative story each venture, so it fitted the player's world. And yeah, I just didn't think about it. I'm just running it and giving them at the end. They're getting all this reward, and they're like, you can see them looking right down, going, don't tell him. Yeah. And it took me about 3 modules running. I was like, oh no, gold's used for XP in the old modules. I've got to adjust.
Okay,
so I knock a 0 off now. So instead of like 10,000 gold coins, they'll just get, I'll knock a 0 off and go, here's 1,000 gold coins.
No, fair. Still fair. So, do you mostly, string published module for this campaign at least? Are you mostly, or do you still fill in with plug in with homebrew and stuff?
A lot of the time it was. It's now becoming less pre-done modules and going back to homebrewing now. So we're got now, because I said it didn't start off piratey, it just ended up piratey. So then I took a bit of time off just recently. Our last game was October until this year when we started up again, because I had to then think about the campaign, the pirate campaign, if we're going pirate. So yeah, so I got this whole thing in place about pirate lords, and one of them's almost good on trying to become an immortal, and that's the big bad. So then there's MacGuffins that the players can now get to aid to in stopping them. So that allows me then to send the players around to different parts of the world. And so I'm writing my own adventures now for that. But occasionally, if I see an old module that fits, I'll sort of run it in and add it to the narrative. Perhaps, one of the items they've got to get is in, I don't know, I can run B1 or search for the unknown kind of thing, or something like that. That's my thinking. But more custom adventures now, I think. I've got the running the old modules out my system now. I've had fun with them.
Scratching that childhood itch. It's like,
yeah, that I've got that done, so I can go back to running.
It's kind of the combination of those, the childhood wish list and adults' disposable income are a very dangerous combination.
It really is. It really is. I'm lucky I've got a real understanding wife, so who's just as just as crazy as me, really, when it comes to such things like that. So she enjoys it.
She gets to play interesting stuff too, so I mean, it's win-win.
Yes, it is. She likes it. And I can't sort of not lies not the right word, but I can't even fib about how much I'm spending because she's in charge of the online banking. So she knows. I can't even say, oh no, that was only 20 quid. She knows. So because it is an expensive hobby, all this sort of stuff. But
It depends on what you're playing with and so on. But I mean, if you're printing, if you're getting out of print on demand stuff, it's one way. If you're getting out of miniatures, it's another way.
Yeah, I just love the world we live in, where I can get print on demand old modules.
I mean, that was a thing we wouldn't even have thought about like 30 years ago. I mean, when something is out of print, it's gone. It's gone. And
it's gone. Never seen it again. You have to track it down somehow on
in some maybe second-hand market or thrift shop or whatever.
Yeah. And so it's a wonderful world we live in for things like that.
Yeah, technology
for gaming. Yeah,
but we're lucky that they haven't started doing that with out of print miniatures yet. Oh, sorry, out of production miniatures, because then I think it would be a massive problem for me.
You say that I was on Thingiverse and I could see I was looking for scatter bits and someone's redoing the old Grenadier miniatures, 3D printed Grenadier miniatures. So I was like, wow, okay, that's a thing. Lucky they're free, otherwise it'd be expensive.
Even so, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that.
Okay, move along.
Let's move along.
From the records.
I have very poor impulse control, and I don't want to get started on that road. But for everyone else in the who's watching in the chat, Thingiverse has those things, which I absolutely do not know about.
Yes,
I have no idea. Didn't hear anything.
They don't exist.
Okay, so what do you say we jump over to Discord and have a look at what people posted?
Yes, yeah. Again, going back to what you said earlier on, this is the sort of thing I find fascinating. It really, really inspires you to get building. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the stuff these guys come up with, chef's kiss.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got Sahacraft coming in strong. Some citadels.
Oh, those water tiles, great, fantastic.
Yeah,
love that.
So again, this is Sahacraft. They really blend in really well with those extra details and stuff.
Yeah. That's our Warrior of Rohan on the background now. That's a statue.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Not Warrior of Rohan. Minas Tirith, sorry. Rohan on the brain in a moment. This is great. I love this.
I really like the different shades of color on the bricks.
That's it. When painting brickwork, it's just so easy just to paint it flat grey, just one shade of grey. But something like this, where it's all different, the brick's different. Something I do as well. Just it's fantastic. It just adds so much. Have great fun to play on.
He's got a whole fountain going on there.
Nice.
And those are some lovely looking bridges. There's a great setup again. I mean, most of the stuff is modular and you can just move it around. And
this is it. It's what I love about modular stuff. It's just you can do so many different setups of it just from just one small collection of terrain bits. You can do many different boards. Oh, yeah, really love that. The bridges are great. Oh, interesting. Is this on your Discord server, by the way? I should.
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'm going to have to head over. I'm not a big user of Discord and stuff because it confuses me. I should. Yeah. I think I'm the only Luddite computer programmer there is who definitely doesn't use stuff. So if this is sort of quality you're getting on, I should join if that's okay. And just
absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely welcome to be on there, and we'd be happy to see you there. Yeah, to be honest, Discord is really good, but I found that I have to manage the amount of servers I'm on because it really just too much information all at the same time.
Yes, yeah. Oh wow, that looks great.
So yeah, this is again Saha Crafts coming in strong. Beautiful work.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So
Okay, now next up is from this. I believe it's an Eidolon. I'm not sure what that is. Believe it's a D&D monster, but started life as a thrift shop frog ornament.
yeah, the creativity shows you what you can do. Yeah, just
Yeah, and Gazebo Mimic really likes to find these either toys or ornaments or whatever in thrift shops and stuff, and the stuff he comes up with, the additional decorations he puts on them is fantastic.
that's it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's meant to look terrifying or whatever, but it kind of looks friendly to me.
Yeah. Everything has to try and kill you in D&D, I guess, or
Yeah,
in fantasy world.
look, it's even got a little tree growing on its back and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's a great piece. That the stories that are going through my head now about what that is and it like
I
in the
know,
game
right?
world and
Right?
yeah, it really gets you thinking and that's fantastic. I've never thought about doing something like that, taking sort of a mundane statue or as it were or toy or something and then doing something like this. I might give that a go. Go down to my local cats protection charity shop down the bottom of my road and see what they got in there and see what I can build from it.
Yeah, that's what would
That's a
be it.
great idea. Yeah. Thanks. That's great.
Okay, let's see what else. Okay, loosely collected. Dum Dum Dum. Okay, this is a work in progress of his Trench Crusade army.
Yeah. That's a new thing, isn't it, Trench Crusade?
Yeah.
It's just sort of everywhere at the moment, which is interesting. Keep seeing lots of different models and builds and things like it. And these models
Okay.
look lovely.
I'm seeing here that these are the. I might be able to zoom it a bit more. 1 second, please. Because I think
Oh well.
I'm not sure if that's a 3D printed piece or some kind of tubes or something.
Yeah.
But definitely an extension of the gun.
Definitely.
These are definitely 3D printed pieces, and looks like there's some scratch building going on here with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
And possibly a guitar string for a cable.
Oh yeah, that is, isn't it? Yeah. The low strings. Hmm.
Okay, speaking about the frog from earlier, optimistically friendly, but might just be happy to see Daenerys how it is.
Love it.
Okay, let's see. Ah, yeah, here's more of the flamethrower.
backpack there. I might look into this game. Not necessarily to play because I've got too much on the go already, but it looks crazy fun with all this.
Yeah, everyone seems to be coming up with these really over the top conversions, which look really fantastic.
Yeah, they look amazing. Just sort of knights with guns.
It's basically a mashup of okay, you take World War One trench soldiers, you've got Crusader knights, and then you've got demons, and you just squish everything together and
smoosh it together and see. This is the game. That looks great. That's great fun.
Let's have a look at these guys as well. 1 sec. Yeah. The flamethrower is built from Ascendants, the others are partially printed. And yeah, the rules for Trench Crusade are in fact free, so we can download them and have a read through.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, I'm going to definitely do that then. Probably tomorrow after work. We'll download and read. Maybe my lunch break. That looks great. I love that.
Okay, I'm guessing
amazing.
I'm guessing the body's from one of those fantasy space marines. I think the ones from
Sigma.
Age of Sigmar.
Yes, yeah, it's those, isn't it? The Stormcast Eternals. I knew it would come to me. Yeah,
Okay, I think the greens might be from a Space Marine kit. I have no idea where the helmet is from, but it looks awesome.
That's great. I thought really like that. That's fantastic.
And I think these guys seem to come from. I'm not sure if there's from Frostgrave or Oathmark.
Yeah, because they look that style, don't they, with the base and
Yeah, and they look like. I mean, those helmets and stuff. They look like historical miniatures,
yes.
all modified up with. And I just noticed this guy has a cigar or something.
I was going to say, is that cigars? Yeah, that's fantastic. Nice little detail. I love that. That's awesome.
Okay, the body is Stormcast. I stole the idea from Peachy Tips. Okay, we won't tell.
And they're fantastic. They're so lots of character in them. Lots of I love that. Yeah, so I definitely have to come over to the Discord now just to keep an eye on this, the progress on this, and I'd love to see these painted and based.
Okay, I think we've gone through them. Okay, we have more. Yeah, the sniper priest with some sculpting going on over the top.
Yeah,
there we go.
A lot of work's gone onto these.
Mm-hmm. Cigar guy again.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and the barbed wire.
Wow. I suppose if you've got trenches, you're going to need barbed wire, I guess. What's that made out for?
I'm not sure. I mean, I had made my own barbed wire a while ago, but whatever loosely collected did, it looks a lot more dense than mine. Because let's see if I can get it on. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, this is just telephone wire twisted up with stuff, but what Lucy collected has going on there is a lot more. It's a lot more dense. Styrene rod for a cigar.
It's a cigar, brilliant.
And Miyagi is saying inspirational minis, going back to revisit some I haven't base coated yet.
Yeah, they are inspirational.
So let's get back to them. It's definitely some kind of wire, but not sure what gauge it is and so on. And yeah, one of the not sure if it's an objective or just terrain something. Yeah.
Type, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Now it's looking really gnarly.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Here we go.
Yeah, get some color onto it now.
Is this the same one?
Weathering looks great on it.
No, I think it's either different stages of the same one or he made several. Okay, all right. And so this is Questboard Trains build. I believe it's some kind of bakery or
Nice.
pastry shop. I forgot which exactly.
Oh, interiors. Oh, LED there as well. Yeah, could be a book nook.
Yeah, kind of thing.
That's great.
3 floors. Tiny LEDs.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, nice.
Oh, okay. So Lucy Collected is saying this is fiberglass screen mesh for windows. Cut crossways to make little barbs on a strand. That's a really good idea.
So the stuff that I use for my lead lining, sort of that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, cut it away. Fantastic use for that. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's genius. I mean, it's
Mm.
a lot less work than that, for example. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
The marker with the cross was made to test the wire and some other stuff for basing and detailing. Aha, clever. Okay,
Nice.
so it's a test piece. Nice. Now, about this one from Questport Train, I'm not sure, but I think she might be doing this for the Don't Make It Weird crafting challenge that we've got going on.
Oh wow, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Already. Don't make it weird.
yeah, so basically, the idea is that we're looking for builds that are mundane in whatever setting you are playing in. So we could, technically speaking, if you have, I don't know, Star Wars, say you could have a mundane moisture farm.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's an interesting idea because sort of right up my street as well. That because everyone wants to make like the fantastical, but it's those little
Yeah, I mean, think,
the lived in stuff.
yeah, I mean, those Rohan houses, for example, because yeah, I mean, they're everyday stuff for the guys in
Yeah,
Rohan. Yeah,
rather than build a castle or a fort, yeah, just have the like that. That's the sort of training stuff that interests me the most, just those everyday stuff. So I'm probably going to keep an eye on this challenge. Just to,
yeah, you're definitely welcome to join if you want to. I mean, you can find
yeah,
details in the Discord once you join.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm going to have to get my head around Discord and start using it. Start
Okay,
using it more and
I
join.
see that the basement shaped up a lot more since the last update came Hatch Wonders.
That
Yes.
the rough wall of the basement looks great because
Yeah, I hear you.
actually, yeah, I like that.
So, and the lighting is already looking very atmospheric. So I'm interested to see what's going on up there.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, okay. Miyagi is bringing it on.
Oh, is that stuff like the ultimate
Yeah, yeah,
dungeon
yes, yes.
style with the circle disc? Yeah, where you can. That looks great.
Yeah, with all kinds of obstacles. Actually, let me bring this up because it's got all sorts of interesting textures in there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure those are crystals or what, different colored rocks, but or some kind of rock monster. But yeah, it looks really good.
yeah, nice. You could set this up in many different formations and different ways.
I'm always stunned by Mia's work because she doesn't make small batches of anything. It's literally
It's a full set. Yeah,
yeah, and I mean she works when she gets working on something. It's like boom, 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 ready. Boom.
fantastic. That
And
rock texture is lovely on
oh
the
yeah,
wall. That's
absolutely.
it's one of the reasons why I don't use walls in my games. I'm terrible at doing sort of texturing like that to make it look realistic. So I just solved the problem by not crafting walls.
Yeah, that works.
Love that. Yeah, it worked the problem entirely. It's the combination of texture and the color and things that looks fantastic. Again, it's so easy just to paint things flat gray or flat brown. And I like that. That's really nice.
Yeah, see what I was talking about, not making small batches.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. So right, yeah, just not a few bits, just wow, that's a
Yeah,
whole set.
and it's not. Yeah, there's quantity, but you know, even the paint quality look. I mean,
Yeah, actually, it's lovely and weathered as well. That's yep, love that. Oh wow, yeah, that stackers, great idea.
they're kind of they're great because they you can build up different formations and stuff with these.
Mm,
Yeah. Plus, again, they're really pretty,
yeah,
really
I,
pretty.
I like those. Then yeah, love them. That's great. Let's give me an idea for uh, not just for D&D, but that would be great for skirmish games like
Yeah, I
Middle Earth
guess it would be.
SVG and yeah. Hmm. Might have a go at building some of those.
Okay, and then long periods of nothing. I mean, you can't build at the straight all day, every day. You probably run out of space anyway.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, use up all the XPS in your city or stuff like that.
Yes.
That would be bad. But yes, I really love your work, Mia. Okay, more trenches.
Nice.
Modular trenches.
Ooh, modular trenches, fantastic.
Okay, this is before they were painted, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember these. And I forgot, I think it was either corrugated plastic or corrugated paper, but yeah, it's a really good way
looks
to
really
make.
good when it's all painted up.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
it looks realistic. I know it looks exactly what it is. And again, the paintwork, the weathering, that's amazing. You have those skills.
Okay, people, I think you knocked it out of the park today.
Yeah. Stunning works there. See, that now I'm all fired up. I want to craft something.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, and what you said as well. Like, you get to look at things like that. You get to ask people questions, and
yeah, there's and you just get tips already. They're just little things like the barbed wire, the corrugated stuff. It's great techniques.
I mean,
Great techniques.
I don't know if you ever get creator's block or something like that, but just being able to talk to a bunch of different people is always helps keep the ideas flowing.
Yeah, it's good. Always good to do. Wow, yeah, genuinely fired up now. I want to think of a project. I'm itching to build something anyway, but I don't know what at the moment. That's my problem. I don't know what I want.
I mean, you could always put, the 5 ideas in a hat and pull one out, or just.
Yes, yeah, that might. I think I'm going to do it. 5 ideas in a hat. One of the ideas will be go down to my charity shop, buy a random item.
That would be a
like
good
the
idea.
frog, yeah, and see what I can do with that.
I mean, or you could always, I don't know, delegate the thinking and ask your wife for suggestions, maybe.
Yeah. That could be an idea. Yeah, just let someone else come up with the idea.
Yes,
and build it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, going to the to a charity shop and finding a random thing, I think that's already going to come up with some. What can be more random than that?
Yeah, that's an idea. I'm trying to. For my campaign, we sort of drop down into using miniature ships for when we're sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to come up, I'm trying to work, and it's taken a while, is modular islands. So like the stackers we've just seen there,
Ooh,
for in the scale of like I've got miniature ships that we use for our when we're doing like sailing. So yeah, modular, so I can do islands in different configurations that players can come across. So that's on the drawing board. How I'm doing that, so I can put an island because I don't want to just build
a block of
an island. Yeah, a block of it, and then so I run out of storage. But if I can build something like little dungeon tiles, I can clip together somehow to form different island formations.
What I'd look at is probably the RP Archives stacking system. That depending on the scale, making them magnetic might be a bit much.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll have a look. I'm thinking about it, but yeah, something like RPG Archives. RPG. I'll get my words out. So good. Terrible English.
We know what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah. But yeah, I love magnets, but there might be, scale. It might be doable, but I've been thinking about that for a while. How can I get modular islands for the miniature ships? Because it's sort of a mini game within the D&D game. So when we do sort of naval combat and things and sailing, because it's pirates, you got to sail a ship.
It's not much of a pirate adventure, though, is it?
If they walk everywhere. So.
I think they're just called bandits in that case.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be my attention. Yeah, one of my next terrain projects is the 1/700 scale island, modular islands, and things like that.
Ooh, okay.
Fortifications for that, which is nice working on that scale because it takes up a lot less room to store.
I think that's like the 6 millimeter scale, I think, or
Yeah,
even less, maybe. I think I'm given the size of those ships.
yeah, so even less. So I've got a whole sort of fleet of ships near me that sort of built and put together.
Yeah, okay. I think that would be even less than
Yeah, it's quite small.
a human would be around 1 millimeter in that scale.
Yeah, high,
Oh,
yes, yeah.
you know what that means, right?
So
You can build some humongous fortifications.
that's it. It can be big, and I don't have to worry about storing it. So that's why I'm loving this sort of scale. So that's on my a future project. Yeah, sort of terrain in that scale, just see what I can come up with, and that's a whole new challenge in itself because how do you do trees in that scale? Do I cheat and use the 3D printer, or do I try and craft them myself, little tiny sort of palm trees for the island? And
oh man, actually, to be honest, I think trees might actually be easier in that scale.
Yeah, probably
because you do not have all the detail. The smallest I've built was 15 millimeter scale, which is make sure you've got a good lens and
yeah, as I say, the eyes. I'd have painted like some War Master stuff in my time, and that was too small. My 28 mils too small for me to paint properly, but
I mean, again, because you don't have all that detail, it actually it's kind of weird, but it becomes easier to paint.
Yeah, I think I was painting in the same way with 28 mil. I think
that way lies madness. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what happened to me. It drove me a bit mad. Madder. Mad.
It's all good. It's all good. So, Kevin, it's been a pleasure having you here, but I think I'll have to let you go very soon because
cool. Thank you. Yes, probably an hour later for you over there, isn't it as well?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, it's been great. Thank you for having me and putting up my weird ramblings.
No, I mean, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And actually, I would also like to thank the Dungeon Minister for brokering the talk. And
yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Brother Aaron, for that. He was great. It was great. I'm a bit of a nightmare to get hold of. I'm really self-conscious and unsure of myself. So things like when doing something like this, I was like, oh no, should I?
Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
Yeah, I hope you're going to join tomorrow during my lunch break. I'll pop into your Discord and trawl through that and get inspired. So it looks like some fantastic stuff that gets posted there. So, and if it's a game, I might drop some stuff in there. And
yeah, please, absolutely.
Yeah. One day when I get that Bree board set up, I can post pictures.
Hey, we've got channels for showing us stuff. We've got channels for sharing stuff for the stream, which are not the same ones because the show off channel is for stuff you want to show off to the other people in Discord, but don't necessarily want out on the stream. So yeah, yes. I mean, we'll show you around when you get there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, cool, excellent, thank you. Yeah, in fact, thanks for having me. It's been great fun.
No, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, looking forward to seeing more of your work, especially if you do find something weird in the thrift shop. I'm sure you could come up with some really weird stuff. So,
yeah. I should keep in contact and let you know.
Yeah, for sure. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your work. It's been a pleasure having you here. Thanks again, Kevin. And have a great week.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Later.